Reed, would you take us live?
You might see a cat dog paw, by the way, occasionally. Fuck Akalander.
And we're live.
Hello! Hello, hi, welcome to Roll for Bowl. We are a D&D live stream. These are our 4 Dragon Lords. Say hi, Dragon Lords. Hello.
Hi, Dragon Lord.
Hello.
I am DM Ben Competence, and we are running a story of Greek mythology, magic, and might. We have to put it in that order for legal reasons. And we find our heroes. We could jump right into it today, because we got a very simple story here today. Our heroes, in their attempts to save the continent of Thylia from the wrath of Titans, have been led to the unsinkable ship Ultros. The problem with the Ultros is beyond a very troubled past, to put it that way. It is manned by the same captain of the ship from 500 years ago, Esther Archelander, who is a foul, angry man who's very proud to be a warlord. His soul bound to this ship as a perverse blend of reward and punishment for eternity. This ship is unsinkable. They need unsinkable for what lie ahead. But what he asks of them and who he is may be a bit much for the group to deal with. We're going to come back to that in a moment. But first and foremost, I'm going to roll for each of you. And I want to ask each of you to say your name, introduce your character, and also who you're... I'm going to ask you how you feel about the possible negotiations with Esther Archelander, just to get things started. I think I know what the answers will be, but I still owe you a chance to speak. As seems to be the tradition, Tammy, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, I am Tammy, and I play Kiki, the Triton Barbarian, daughter of Pythor, granddaughter of Vulcan, and she's actually kind of terrified and worried because of the dream she recently had about Archelander talking to her, and I'm under the impression that I might have to be the one to sacrifice something to take over the ship, and I don't want to bind myself to this for all eternity. I want to live. So she's worried.
That is a wonderful summation. I appreciate it. Our next up, Allie, if you'd mind.
All right. Hi, I'm Allie. I play Callista, who's a Satyr Bard / Warlock, and unsurprisingly to anyone who's kind of been paying attention, fuck this guy, fuck his ship. We don't need him. I hate him. I hope we kill him.
Allie taking a moderate stance on this.
Yeah.
Kyra, the goddess of music and Callista's warlock patron, and also her lover. It's a complicated relationship. Really earning that phrase, it's complicated, on Facebook. Reed, would you mind introducing yourself, your character, and what you think of the current situation?
Yeah, I'm Reed. I play the wizard Euphemian. He's a human wizard. He's got more than a couple of concerns about the whole ghost slave thing, because that's a whole deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's. It seems like there were a lot of options before, and slowly but surely that tree is losing branches. And
interesting.
We're going down a path eventually that is going to lead to problems, or, well, almost certainly going to lead to problems. It wouldn't be a D&D campaign if it weren't.
Fair. And also, Alex Hizzy has described Kyra as a real sugar mama, and that is accurate. And that brings us to Jen.
Well, hello. I am Jen, and I play Kyron, your wood elf monk. Pow pow.
Mhm.
How does he think about stuff? To be all honest, he doesn't really know. He hasn't had any dreams or anything. He just knows what we know, and he's basically going by what his party is feeling, and they're feeling apprehensive. Therefore, he is. So he's gonna inside check that motherfucker the moment he can.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Happy 4th of July.
Oh, happy 4th of July!
I didn't know how
Yay.
to sig into that, but good night to discuss the complexities of freedom, I suppose.
Oh boy.
And
Before we
colonialism. What?
What was that, Tammy?
Before we actually begin,
Mhm.
is anybody else having a fatal error message on Roll20?
No.
Oh,
No.
I've been getting that since
nope.
the beginning of our thing.
Nope.
Did you close your browser completely and restart it?
I just did, yeah, and I'm still getting it. Fatal error. The virtual tabletop has encountered a fatal error and cannot recover.
Do you want to read if she restarted her computer? Would that affect our video too much?
Around a bit, but it shouldn't cause any kind of problems. The other thing I would suggest is maybe a different browser, like if you've got Chrome or something.
I am on Chrome.
Okay, then
Yeah, like switching to
Firefox
Firefox.
or Edge.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That is the correct reaction to Edge, as someone who worked for Microsoft Edge.
I don't even know where the hell it is.
Just go into the
start.
search bar.
Stop it! It's a search bar. I'm still in my start menu. Now I have to remember my password.
Jen saying, "How do we make a ghost more of a ghost?" I think of the phrase from Nightmare Before Christmas. I thought you were dead. This must make you double dead. But yeah, we won't need.
How do we make Arcalander, Jerkalander more of a
Jerkalander. Yes.
more of a dead guy?
More of a dead guy. That's true. Oh, Alex, I'm sorry. You deserve better. We have the initiative here. Had we rolled for initiative for the? Oh, this was for the chase. That's fair. Okay, yeah, we'll just wait for a second. Tammy, any progress?
No, I just need to know what to log in with.
Oh, I see.
So, since it's the 4th of July, I will request a little bit of patience with me and my dogs. In that vein, I'm going to go gather them because they keep running into other parts of the house and shouting. So
We have a bit of a delay. We're going to get started. We got some things to take care of, but yeah.
The 4th of July means boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. I'd imagine, anyways. We had our Canada Day, and I don't recall many fireworks.
I heard them outside of the apartment.
Oh, okay. I was out in the burbs, so I literally heard nothing.
So does anybody in the chat want to ask us anything while we're getting set up? Allie stepped away. If anyone has any questions, any suggestions for Esther, like if you think that the group should probably try and compliment him, agree to be his assistants.
Oh, you.
Maybe team up with him and defer to his leadership.
Oh no.
Various options that we could have there.
These
I wish
all
we could
sound
do
like
more than one
options.
polls. I know.
What's it in?
I wish we could have more than one poll so that we could ask numerous questions.
Well, we can do several polls. We can do them over and over again.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to ask the viewers right now?
Yeah, just that, A, B, C, D. Are we going to compliment him? Are we going to?
I
don't know.
The time has passed for that.
Oh yeah, the compliments are done.
There we go. Okay. Now it's giving me all these stupid pop-ups like tutorials. It's not my first time using this. Come on.
I want to know how to
Okay,
use my
I'm
beacon
in on Edge.
on mobile.
There we are. Okay. All right. Well, that's annoying. Whoa.
I have started a 5-minute poll on what people should what people should do. They think you should do with Esther, from compliments to back massages to murder a ghost to intimidation to give a ghost a wedgie.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Any of those that you would want to vote for, and feel free to vote for those while we're waiting for Allie to
totally
return.
this. 100%.
This is the proper use of democracy while we're waiting.
Yeah.
I also use the bacon for your hair in case anybody forgets. We're doing something for Reed's hair.
Mm-hmm.
You-
Yes, if Reed gets enough points, we will. The group can choose what color Reed dyes his hair next. Once we get 100%, we'll have a poll, and we will find out what color it should be. Personally, I'm thinking polka dots, which isn't a color, but I still need to see it happen.
I was thinking like candy floss.
Maybe half of it black and half of it white, like a Cruella de Vil thing.
Even better.
But my part just naturally goes this way, so you wouldn't see half of it.
Man, I should have thought of that before you set up the poll. Hey, Allie, how you doing? She'll be back someday. I don't know how to contribute to the poll here, so I guess I don't know if it's letting me. Oh, there we go. Yes, I've contributed. I contributed 10. Okay, yes. I guess while we're waiting for Allie, I may as well tell them. So we are thinking about adding new mechanics to the chat where people can possibly pay in Pocket Bacon to give boosts to the players. It'll be limited, so that it doesn't break the game. But people would be able to help out some of the players in certain high stress situations using their Pocket Bacon. Allie, how are you? You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see how long this screaming stops for.
Cool. That's going to be the mood of tonight too. So we're in a good place.
Immersive.
Don't forget, everybody can still vote on how to deal with Arcalanter, whether to give them compliments, back massages, or a wedgie.
Yes.
The 3 options. This does bring us
Oh no.
to the night. Tammy, everything okay?
Oh yeah, no. Reed just reminded me that Beyond 20 is not installed on Edge. So I don't know how that's going to work for my rolls.
Oh, we'll figure out how I can roll in there. Let me know if you have any problems, and we'll figure that out.
I think I'll just roll it anyways on D&D Beyond, and I'll just tell you.
That's true. I do see those rolls.
Okay.
We are looking out into the night sky. The many constellations that some of you have heard about, been taught about in schools, those of you with educations, stories, those of you that have been told stories. All of these constellations. I want each of you to make a history check as you look out into the night sky. The fog rolling in from nearly every direction towards the ship. The moonlight
Ew.
shining down perfectly.
2.
2.
I rolled a 10,
That's-
so 17.
Allie, you don't need to worry about the dogs too much. I mean, if you want to take care of them, it's it's not that loud on the audio. Like, it's not a problem for anybody. But you are a little muted right now.
It's just very loud in my head.
Okay, I just wanted you to know it's not. It's not. I know that you'd be worried about how it's coming across to our viewers because you care about them. So I wanted you to know that. The fog rolling in, the constellations in the sky, Callista and Euphemian looking out, and the stars seem out of place. The constellations not where you recognize them from before. The moon not at the same phase that it was before, but a whole moon shining down. And you see the spirits of the ship wandering back and forth, maintaining the ship. Esther Arcalanter, looking at each of you, having given you the offer that he will allow you to use this ship if you swear an oath to care for it with your life. He seems unwilling to negotiate on this. But he looks at each of you, glowering, and I believe I would not dare disrespect that Jin has called dibs on the first action. So Jin, Krarin, would you give me an insight check?
Gladly. Hopefully it's better than my history check. It's a 16.
At a 16, you look at this man, this ghost of a man, literally. His eyebrow twitches and he narrows his eyes at you. And you realize he's sizing you up, each of you. He's trying to decide something. He isn't speaking. He is presenting himself with the air of someone who has spoken and is done talking. And he's trying to exude that finality. But as he looks at you, he's trying to make decisions about each of you that he isn't quite sharing. He is nearly inscrutable, but at a 16, you do understand that his gears are turning in some way that he may not immediately be saying. We don't have any initiative, so anybody can go whenever they would like. And he says, if you want to use this ship for whatever purpose it is, to continue your quest, you will honor it and the work that I have made creating it. Those were my terms. I would have thought that you would come here prepared to discuss your terms. Dumbfounded and silent. What do you expect from this?
Of caring for your ship, what does this mean? Exactly.
You do not abandon it. You do not let it sink. You rather die than let it fall to the bottom of the ocean. That you will...
It's supposed to be unsinkable.
I don't trust everything that the Titans can do. Lutheria has been manipulative before. You will not leave it. You will not let its legacy become lost. And you will honor that this is the Ultros of Esther Arcalanter.
So you mean basically use it for shipping and, moving goods between continents, that kind of thing? Because, that's only a little bit of what we can do to make it a little more useful.
Is that your goal here? Why did you come to take this ship?
I'm just here for the kicks and giggles. Just like you, I'm sure. Oh, totally sarcastic, in case you didn't know.
I don't have time for your flippancy, your disrespect. You came here to...
Okay.
I would think you have nothing but time. Where are you going?
That's my thought.
So you wish to stay here with me, then?
Who said that?
And what of you? When we take this ship, where do you go?
I stay with it.
As what? You're gonna be the navigator, I don't know, bilge person.
Hood ornament.
Hood ornament. Really?
I'm not going to speak to this one anymore. And he turns away from Krarin and looks at the other three.
Fair, to be honest. He's being a dick.
Yes.
I'm gonna look aside at Kiki specifically, and I'm gonna say, I mean, go figure. I mean, he started this whole thing, and we're here to clean up his mess, and he's making demands of us. But okay.
Right?
So what do you want then? State it.
I want you to go away forever. Preferably, I don't know, just disappear forever and not exist, or maybe be tormented. Either or, honestly, I'd love to see you experience the agony that you inflicted upon people while you were alive. But quite frankly, I would just prefer for you to just fade away and be lost to time and forgotten.
Is that all you want?
Hmm. Well, I am supposed to pass along a request to let good King Acostus get a little bit of rest, and also never, ever, ever come near Kyra again. And an apology would be nice, but I'm not holding my breath.
Let me make a few things clear. And he takes his hand off the banister and takes a step towards Callista. And he says, Kyra left. I did not chase her. I did not pursue her because I do not need her. If I am still in that thing's head, then that's her choice, not mine.
I am going to very visibly ready Sacred Flame.
He looks at it and just looks back at you and takes another step closer.
So
And
is
says,
that what happened with King Acostus? That's why you don't need him. That's why you're in his dreams, I think. Isn't that the, is that what you're saying?
Acostus is weak. I want you to roll an insight check. Any of you?
$20.
Hang on, I'm waiting for mine. I gotta try to find my other things again.
No!
Allie, what did you get?
21.
Mm.
19 for Kiki.
Nice,
Okay.
everybody but Euphemian.
Euphemian, why do you fail right now? Like, where does your one come from, narratively? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The rest of you see it when he says Acostus is weak. He is not. You see by the inflection, he is not answering your question. He is venting. This is a problem for him that Acostus is weak. This is a sore point. And he says that. Oh, Euphemian, they can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot I muted myself.
Yeah, we could hear you. They can't hear you on the stream.
Yeah, no, I muted myself on the stream so that it wouldn't come through.
So Acostus is weak. He's venting because it's a problem for him.
Yes.
So basically he needs Acostus for something.
And he turns back to Callista and he says, did you come all this way to yell at me, to show your hatred of me, to show me that you're done with me? If you wanted to be done with me, that pathetic little thing sent you to deliver that message.
Call her
She's
name
too
again,
scared.
and I will make you regret it.
What was it Acostus was so weak for?
And he doesn't acknowledge Craven, and he leans in to Callista and said, I will call her whatever I want.
I will go right in the middle of both of them. I thought we were negotiating. I thought you were cool and collected because you have all the time in the world.
If we're negotiating, we're negotiating. I asked this one what she wants, and she told me that she wants me to go away, but she came here to see me. So which is it? Do you want to feel brave? Do you want to feel bold?
The world to forget about you. It's not enough to leave me and her alone. I want
but you can't. You can't. You came here. She sent you here.
No.
Can I insight check that there's no way for us to, like, forget him? Like, he's saying that there's no way to forget him. I'm like, I'm sure there's a way to forget him. May I insight check that?
What are you insight? Yeah, roll an insight check. What are you trying to decide exactly?
Like, I just want to see whether or not. So he's saying something to the effect of, like, oh, like, no one can, like, you won't ever forget me. You can't forget me, type of thing. And I'm like, I want to insight check that. Because, I mean, he seems really scared of that fact in a sense. And I don't know if I'm getting it right or wrong. So I was hoping to insight
Yeah,
check to
go
see
ahead.
if that's right.
Roll an insight check.
Can I just insight check this whole entire conversation?
Um,
19.
Just keep rolling up.
That's right.
So insight checking the whole conversation. He wants to get down to brass tacks. He doesn't. Whatever insults you guys have for him, he has heard them screamed by thousands of people at once. So he is just trying to get to the part where you guys make your deal. But you are dead on. He is very correct that he's still in Kyra's mind, as you guys know. But he is also asserting that fact as if he needs to. I'm not saying that's a literal need, but I'm saying that, like, this is the man that, again, when you saw his tomb, or the tomb that should have housed him months ago, it was dedicated to the great works that he did. Great by his standard. Monstrous, horrible, but great, as Ollivander would say. And so he wants it to be extremely known. And yeah, he meant what he said. He does not believe Callista for a moment. If she wants people to, if she wants him to be forgotten, why did she walk through hell to come see him? He's not intimidated. He, in his mind, he sees through all of this bullshit and posturing right straight up. That's his personal take on this. So we're just resuming, and he says, "Who sent you here?" to Callista, and for the first time, he seems to actually be asking a question.
I'm gonna just real quick look over at my companions to see if I'm getting any signals to not say anything before I
Don't look
ask.
at them, look at me. If you're going to speak the truth, then you can just say it.
We act as a group. Hive mind and all. You know, we're apparently so weak, we can't really think for ourselves.
And honestly, I'm not sure I trust you. This is a necessary evil on both parts. You don't like us, we don't like you. I think that's blatantly obvious at this point. So who we are working for, which I believe anybody with 2 brain cells in their head should be able to put together, is ultimately none of your concern. Now, with that aside, I am willing to agree to your terms, but I have some of my own.
This one.
We were sent by Icarus. In case you need to know, it was Icarus.
Who?
Never mind.
Oh, that thing. Also a disgrace and disappointment.
Oh, you're jealous. Okay.
Wow, he really does think he's just better than everyone. Dragons are things, gods are things. This is amazing.
So what do you think of
Gods.
Lutheria, actually, then? Didn't she bind you here? Huh. Well, I guess we're talking terms. I'm so sorry.
And he looks at you all, and you see his eyes dart back and forth. He goes, "They want you to fight the Titans. They want you to kill the Titans themselves."
What do you want?
No, this is interesting. If you need the Ultros, then you need to sail into the ocean against Sidon, the Lord of Storms. You need to be on the ocean, and there's no favor in the world that you can earn that would grant you passage, which means you must be his enemy.
Well, Truly, I'm
Sidon's...
pretty much everybody's enemy. Everybody can attest to that. Everybody hates Gray.
I don't doubt it.
I give him that smile.
You there, the intelligent one, your terms.
We will agree that we will keep the Eltros safe, that we will keep her seaworthy and in good condition. But one, the prisoners beneath must do this work in their own terms, under their own free will. And second, I don't want to see you, I don't want to hear you. I don't want your input on anything. I would rather be disturbed by a church mouse. And those are my terms.
People down below don't have minds of their own anymore. If I released them to themselves, they would away to the underworld. They don't have their own will anymore. Sorry to disappoint you. I am the Ultras, and the Ultras is me. If you don't want to speak to me yourself, that's fine, but I will not commit my silence to this. He looks at the three of you and says, oh, hello, Brooke, thank you. He looks at the three of you and says, if you want to care for this ship and use it, it only heeds my commands. And I will tell it where to go. Or I can empower it to listen to you, or empower you to speak to it. I want you to prove
Ugh.
that you deserve that.
Are we proving anything to you?
This is Tammy asking Ben. He's not of any relation to me, right? Like, I have no relation to him, I hope.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No. What was it? And what was it? He says, he looks and goes, you need to prove that you deserve this ship. I thought I was welcoming heroes on board, but now I see whatever you are.
No, we're definitely not
What more
you.
do we need to prove to you? We have made it this far. You can rest assured we will treat her with utmost respect, more so than you've probably given her.
I have cared for this ship without failing for 500 years. You don't know anything of the work I've put into this, but if you mean that, then help rid me of a problem. When he says this, Craven, I'm going to say, Cray, you notice at the edge of the ship over here, towards the top
Sorry.
north of the ship, I don't know if anybody can see. It's not that important. I just mean towards the north of the ship behind Esther.
Okay.
You
We
see...
don't actually see him right now. We're on
Oh,
the
shoot.
lower decks.
On the wrong
We're
page.
below deck.
Well, I'm a fool. Brooke, thank you for the bacon. Well, thank you for the prime and everything. You're fantastic. You see in the distance a woman in white with dark black hair staring out at the moonlight and looking at all, and she looks at you and looks away really fast.
Sorry,
Wait,
woman in
on
white
deck?
with black hair
Yeah, with black, darkish brown hair on deck.
on deck.
And you see her with your passive perception, because she sees you all, and just whenever you turn to look, she immediately turns her head away and walks over behind some of the workers and just tries to get lost almost instantly. You can roll a second perception check if you'd like.
I would like.
This one I'm going to give it with disadvantage.
Okay. You figure I know how to do this by now.
Actually, just a regular perception check. Actually, I can work with that.
10.
10. Okay, give me 1 second.
Because the other one was a natural 1 plus 6.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this person is immediately gone. This person, the second you see them, they just walk through the crew and they are just fucking gone. They're just disappeared in a step. But there's someone possibly alive.
Can I? Who's beside me? It's just Callista, right?
It's malleable.
Could I have like nudged her and kind of done my like head nod to the person? I mean, Archelander doesn't give two shits about me because he thinks I'm an asshole. So
yeah, that's absolutely easy to get away with.
Yeah.
While this would be happening, I would just kind of want to say my next response to what he was saying about ridding him of his problem. And I'm going to look at him and basically correct him by stating that if anything, I would be more wanting to rid the Ultros of her problem of you, more so than help you. I would rather help Ultros. If anything, I would want to put her back the way that she was, but apparently that is not possible. But I would be much more willing to help her.
She's always been this. I don't know what you mean. And he looks at the Euphemian and Kiki, the only two that he's talking to at this point, and he just and he says, there are three of my crew that were defiant even before my dealings with Lutheria. He says, and they find their way here from time to time. Remove them from my ship. Prove that you're capable of that. And we can talk later.
Flesh or ghost? Are they flesh or are they ghost?
You're the only flesh here.
So how are we supposed to be fighting off ghosts?
You can break them. The people on this ship can be broken for a time, but they find their way back. I imagine you're thinking about that now, but I promise you it won't be worth your while. Lutheria keeps her word.
I see whatever Croy was nudging me toward. Would I have been able to?
You can roll perception. Yeah.
Okay.
Does she look familiar at all?
Yes.
13. And I have a guess, but I don't know if I see her, so.
You see a slip of hair and a white dress just running out of range, but that's about it.
Can I start making my way toward whatever that was? And just as I go, anything that isn't like strapped to the deck, I want to just kind of knock over as I move.
Okay. Just knocking things. That's fantastic.
Just gently.
Whoops.
Gently.
Yeah.
But you want to make a ruckus?
I'm not trying to make a ruckus. I'm more trying to make it look as though my intention is to just start messing up his ship while he's talking to people who aren't me, but use it as kind of a pretense to move in that direction.
Okay. Roll performance.
All right.
Can I like assist by being like, "Oh, you're just so clumsy."
Perfect. Yes.
Okay. So there's one roll. All right. So highest of my rolls was 22.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So you do that, and he just looks over. He just turns and looks at you for a second and just rolls his eyes and just says, he comes back and looks at the rest of you. As you're allowed to move ahead. Cray, did you want to go with her?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. You two go ahead. So we'll come back to you two in a second. But yeah, he looks at Tammy and Reed and just says, I was prepared to make the offer before. Prove yourself now. Prove that you aren't fools, because you travel with fools. And the irrelevant. Whoever sent you, and I do think I know who, wants you to fight Lutheria and Sidon, wants you to find their foothold on the islands out there. That's why they want you to have the ship, I presume. So that means you're going to be bringing the ship to them. I need to know that you know what you're doing. Quell these wretches. And he walks in your direction, but almost begins to vanish. I'll give you like a reaction if you want to say or do anything, but he is vanishing right now.
Nope. I'm happy to let him get out of the field of view.
That's fair. He disappears. In a moment, he reappears at the bow of the ship. Is that the front? The bow of the ship?
Yes.
Just standing up there watching and looking out at the night sky with the stars so very wrong. Tammy and Reed, is there anything that you want to do?
You mentioned that the stars are wrong. Are they wrong in a way that corresponds with being somewhere else? Or are they wrong in a way that corresponds with being somewhen else?
Roll an investigation check.
That's what I was going to say, wrong for him or wrong for us?
That's a dirty 20.
Yes.
They are wrong in the sense that they are almost thrown up there like a handful. There's no rhyme or reason to where they are. They don't seem to be earlier or on a different part of the world. They seem almost improvised. Almost like a stream of consciousness that the stars were up there. And the fog settling in, surrounding your ship entirely.
It's gonna be a fucking dream for all we know.
Yeah, we're not conscious.
I was going to say an illusion. We're not really in the ship. Or we didn't really go anywhere.
Cam, anything from you before I move on?
Nope.
Callista and Crearin, you move through, and there are ghosts wandering, like floating back and forth on deck, like mimicking like they're sailing the ship. They're doing everything, like they're pulling the ropes. They're issuing orders without any words, but they're mimicking issuing words. But the ship's not going anywhere. Like it stopped last session when Esther told the ship to stop. So they're doing everything that would cause the ship, but it's almost like on a treadmill sort of thing, where it's just not. It's physically moving in every way except that it's not moving. I'm a good storyteller. So you walk through. I want you both to roll a perception check, or one of you with advantage if you want.
I will give Cray advantage.
Okay. Let's try. Hey, my keyboard's actually working. Oh, 13.
13. Okay. You walk through, and the person you were looking for is gone. Not there at all. But you can have a moment to look around if you want, do anything in this area if you want to. Like say something, call out, or return to the group or anything.
Can I go to one of the nearest, like, ghosts and be like, is it a bad life?
And it just turns to you, and its mouth just hangs open. I want you to roll an insight check.
Ooh.
By the way, I'm testing my microphone. Did that sigh appear on mic? Did you hear it? Okay, good. 8.
Oh, 8.
At an 8, it is hard to tell. This thing might not have free will. Like you said, it might not even be a sentient person anymore. It might be someone who doesn't want to talk to you. Whatever happened, it's been hundreds of years, and its ability to be understood is missing. And that could
Hmm.
portend a number of things.
While Cray is doing that, I'm just going to be like, hello? You don't have to run. Hello?
And you hear this voice, Krarin, this woman's voice that just says, they've been here for so long that they don't have any sense of who they are anymore. I know some of them. And you turn and look. You see all of the blood drain from her face and weariness just wrapped across her. You see Kyra standing there on the ship. And she's just sort of looking around. And she looks at both of you and just says, almost emptily, she says, I can visit people in dreams. I thought that I would see how you're doing, and I didn't expect. I haven't been on this before. I should probably go. Are you safe? Are you safe? Are you safe? She looks at the both of you.
So far, but we want you to be safe.
I'm not even here. I'm not even here. Don't worry about me. Has he hurt you? And she walks over to Cray and she puts her hand on his cheek and an arm is sort of like sizing. She goes, has he hurt you?
I'm unbreakable, right?
Yeah.
I don't want him to see you here.
She turns to Callista and looks at Callista like almost asking a question with her eyes.
Did I roll insight, or can I just guess what it means?
That's her reacting to Craven saying, I don't want him to see you here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you didn't want to come for a reason. I don't want to subject you to him.
I can't think of a way of how to get him off the ship. That's all I can't think of.
You can't. The theory bound him here. She punished him because of what he did, because of this. And she looks down at the deck of the ship and she just makes this disgusted look and just...
He wants us to bind ourselves to it, to its care.
Don't.
That's what I said. I don't know what else we can do, though.
Why do you need to bind why do you need him? His permission?
We can't sail it otherwise.
And she's looking and she's like, there's gotta be another way. And Esther, sort of, let me see, Cray, you would see Esther starting to turn around to look in your direction. If you want, you have like a reaction of a moment.
Oh yeah, I'll be like, Kara, you need to go. He's turning around.
And she, Kyra just steps behind one of the specters, and you just hear her whisper. Each of you just go, whisper, and you like hear her voice like carry through, and she says, "I'm sorry, I can't stay. There's got to. It's not even his ship. She doesn't belong to." And she just like disappears and fades out.
I love her. I'm just saying, Jen loves her so much.
Euphemian and Kiki, you guys are over there. He has given you this request. I'm going to move you guys across the map. He has given you this request, and which one of you has the higher passive perception? Oh, you're tied.
Probably Euphemian. Oh.
I'm just you guys. Let me see. Where is it? I've got it here. I'm gonna say, you guys are standing over here. What is there anything that you want to do? Mm-hmm. Okay. Roll an investigation check. Okay.
Reed, you're muted
Um,
again.
Reed, you're muted again.
Alex says you're muted again.
All right.
All
So
right. You want to clarify?
yeah, sorry, I just went through and said that I want to assess the nature of reality since I know that something ain't right here. But then I
All
rolled an
right.
11.
Yeah, you look around. Your reality is not correct. There's any number of solutions as to what that might be, but you are definitely. You notice with the fog as well that you are in an enclosed sort of non-reality, whether that's a pocket realm or anything else. But you are not within a reality right now. Also, I will say that Esther stepping forward and hearing his footsteps also would violate a sense of reality.
Hmm.
Um, Hello, Fatima. Glad you made it. Um, so Tammy, something that you want to do right now?
I'm just trying to see. Because the only thing that I could try to potentially do to maybe shed some figurative light here would be my gust of wind, but I don't think that that would, like, it doesn't radiate out of me from all around. It's just like in one direction. So I don't even think that that would be feasible. I'm just kind of wondering, Tammy and Kiki are just wondering what the hell can do. Because, yeah, something's not right. Um, is there anything noticeable? You know how sometimes, like in movies, when you are in a dream, there is that one little weird thing that catches your eye, whether it's like a little
Mhm.
blinky light or is there anything like that around that
Anything
seems
that would catch.
off?
I mean, the moon is in the wrong phase. The stars are wrong. The fog is rolling in. Um, Roll an investigation check.
That is a 4. Nope,
Um, yeah, that's
not good.
Could we say that, like, at this time, Callista and Cray are heading back towards the rest of the group?
yeah. You're heading back to the rest of the group, and you're walking back there. Tammy and Reed, or sorry, Kiki and Euphemian, you hear um from behind you when you're looking around. Kiki, you turn and you look again, and you see this haggard, rotted, um, like translucent man up on the top of the ship, up on the top of the deck over. Let me put him up here, where where the steering wheel would be, or not the steering wheel, but sort of over here at the edge of the ship. That's terrible. Um,
Looks like an 8.
yeah, it's
Gotcha.
an 8. Um, and you just hear him, just just singing like the song, just um to himself, this sort of sea shanty, singing each and every part to himself, which I do not sing, so you have to imagine it. Um,
Is he doing
And he
any
seems-
movement going along with it?
And he seems to be like moving, like sort of like it's like rope around him, and he's like tying the rope and just sort of like maintaining this rope that wasn't even there like a moment ago. He's I was like, what's that popping sound? Starbucks. And he's just looking around, just singing to himself. Roll a perception check.
Who?
Kiki. Or I guess Euphemian too. Tammy, I can't
That's
hear
a
you. You're muted.
13.
Oh, is she frozen?
I think she's
No.
muted. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I was muted. That's a 4 for me.
Oh dear.
Man.
Yeah, you hear this. You hear this, and like you know this song, you've heard it before, but you really don't think that it makes this many references to genitalia in the original lyrics. As he's sitting there, just like as he just like seems to be like doing like nothing with the rope in particular, and he looks over at the two of you.
Sorry, that was a 7 perception for me.
Seven,
I was
seven.
reading my investigation. Yeah.
Okay.
Still not better.
And he looks over at the two of you and just sort of nods, and then continues to like untie this rope. Seem to put it in knots and then set it aside.
Having been in the military and on ships, is it a tune that I recognize, or is it like from something ancient?
I'm going to give you advantage on your perception check. I'm going to give you advantage on your perception check because of that.
Sure. 18 and 16.
18. Yeah, it is a tune that you would know. It is basically certain sea shanties, and I will have to find you lyrics to this later because I did not look up dirty sea shanties for prepping this session. I regret it. But basically, sometimes like as you go on, sometimes you're seeing a sea shanty like as a joke, you might add like the word dick in there or something like that. But like you're
Wouldn't
hearing
do
this
that at all.
Yeah, never. But like you're hearing like this version from this guy that's just like full on like audio smut. And because it's just like this guy who's like been parodied and twisted in his own raunchy lyrics for a very long time. What was it?
Would I be able
and he
to
just
walk up to him? And
Yeah.
I'm sure that I've come along with something, some bawdy tavern song or something along the way.
Mhm.
I'd like to walk up to him and sing it back at him.
Roll a performance check, Euphemian. I will say that your character did not pick up on that immediately, so if you want that, then Kiki would have to give you that information.
I thought I had recognized the song.
Oh, sorry. You did. Sorry, you didn't. That's fair. That's fair to give that to you. Yeah. Roll a performance check.
That's a 21.
Holy shit. Nice.
21. You just start
That's
stepping
crap.
up the stairs and singing. Yeah, this is the wheel. I'm sorry. I was a little poor about it before. Let me draw this better. This is the wheel.
I thought the wheel was at the top end of it, and this looks like a chair.
Yeah, that's like I was getting
No.
confused about it too, but I think the top one's the anchor,
Yeah,
and then
the
this
top
is just
one's the anchor wheel. The bottom one is the
Oh,
Steering wheel.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm not really a boat person, Tammy. Kiki.
Neither am I. There's like things when I prepare for
I need
sessions.
to
I'm like,
reminder.
when I prepare some things, I'm like, oh, I know this stuff, and then like I'm watching, it's like, oh, I don't know this at all. But yeah, he looks at you. You start singing Euphemian as you walk up, and Tammy, you start singing like Euphemian. What is your demeanor when you're walking up here? Is this like boisterous? Is it gentle? Like what is your? Because you're gonna nail it at a 21.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come up. I'm trying to just be one of the guys, even though one of the guys in this case is a weird decomposed ghost.
Rode down with him.
So like you're singing and walking up and singing, and like I said, this is like a very twisted. This isn't like popularized anywhere around the world. As you're walking up to this, thank you, Jen, to the salty seaman. And so you're walking up, and like you are performing, and like the parts where he's singing different from you don't like deter you. Like you don't lose the rhythm, even though like you're you're getting to the point about walk the plank, and he's getting the point about a cock and wink. You're still generally going along in the vibe. That's the one lyric I have, and he looks up at you, and he just sort of smiles and starts singing, and sort of sings a little louder with you. Callista and Craven, you see Euphemian standing up on the deck, singing incredibly body lewd songs with this man.
Jen is like in total enrapturement, but Cray is blushing.
As we approach, I want to, if I see him doing that, I want to cast message really quickly.
Mhm.
And since he's busy, I'll shoot it over to Kiki and I'll say, so Kyra says don't do it. Also, is Euphemian singing without me? I need to know right now.
I don't think you can return a message. I don't think, right?
I
You
thought
can.
you can.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have
you
to
can?
whisper
Okay.
it out loud, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll just kind of nod my
You can
head.
reply to this
Yep,
message
he's
then.
singing.
All
Oh,
right.
he's singing.
Shave his
will-
balls with a rusty razor. Shave his balls with a rusty razor. Shave his balls with a rusty razor.
I will
like
have
double
a-
pace.
hornet.
Now I'm not running, but I'm all but running.
You're hustling. You're like power walking to the dirty ballads. Yeah.
Tuning my lute as I
Tuning
go.
your lute. And I just once I get to Kiki, I just stand back and I'm like, what is happening here? Like, are we supposed to go up there, Kiki, or what's going on?
Well, I don't know. Euphemian just started singing with this ghost.
I'm just gonna hang back.
Same.
And this man looks at you, and he looks up at Euphemian, and he sees like Callista running along, and he goes, I haven't had a singing partner in a long time. It's people here got sick of me about 400 years ago, maybe
Oh.
450. It's good to hear your voice, old friend. Good to see you.
Pleasure to sing with you as well. You're different than the rest.
Oh, yeah. I got my brain. I got my songs. I got a little bit of a joy in my heart. And Callista starts to come aboard and walk up, and he looks at her and goes, "Little lady, how you doing on board?"
Are we singing?
We can be soon. You and me can make a lovely song.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh.
well, maybe later. But for now, I'm here for the music.
You don't mean that. But it's sweet of you to lie.
Can I make a deception check?
Well, it'd be
Yes,
something she's
yes.
never done
If
before.
you want to make a deception check, this will be to convince the ghost of one of Esther's hated, who's like been rotting for 500 years, that you would be down to clown. So this is going to be a very high deception check.
I don't want to off this fella.
That's an 11 total.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he
With my
just-
plus
just-
7.
He doesn't even occur to him that you're possibly telling the truth. Doesn't even like it's very clearly a polite way to talk to him. He's like, I appreciate that, and he looks at Euphemian and goes, "Oh, you're probably here to try and kill me, or try."
Well, it would be a tragedy to end somebody with such a lovely singing voice. I hoped we could
And
speak
talent.
a bit before it came down to that.
I don't think it's lovely. Do you think it's lovely? Or are you saying that?
I've heard worse.
It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You know what I mean?
And certainly in a place as dismal as this.
I don't get to talk to people much anymore. He's tried. He's killed me once or twice. But listen to me. And he leans in close like he's sharing a secret, and he goes, nothing of this ship that dies here can really be sent away, you know what I mean? So I'm still here, still kicking. Haven't thought of a new rhyme in 200 years, but maybe someday he'll send someone to fight me. I'll kill them, but they'll drop a dictionary or something. I don't know. But
Well, what are you trying to rhyme?
well, ours is easy. Kant's a little tricky when you're trying to get nautical terms.
Month?
Few things.
Month. It's an imperfect rhyme, but it works.
Guess. There's a lot of terms for the, and he makes like this wanking motion. He goes, there's a lot of terms for this, that's not a problem. But some of these parts, I tell you, it's tricky. And he stands up, he goes, you kill me, I'll be gone for a little bit. I'll be back in about 10, 15 years. They did it a few times and then they gave up.
Why are we gonna kill you?
He goes, well, you can see me, can't you? And he points over at Esther, and he goes, if you can see me, it means Esther got sick of my singing.
I tell you this much. I would much rather your singing than his bluster.
People of this ship have to deal with both.
Is there some way that you can think of that perhaps we could get rid of him?
I've tried everything. But like I said, any soul or spirit within this ship, we can't truly get rid of it. So it's gone. Or it's here. It's never truly gone. If I could leave, I would.
What is holding you here? What is holding everybody here?
Oh, so we ended up going up there? Okay. I guess we all joined.
He looks at Kiki and goes, are you different? Hello? And he says,
Hello.
well, when he made a deal with that demon lady, the Etheria, name burned into my mind, she trapped him here and gave him his crew forever. People on this ship, most of them didn't want to be in that, but they didn't get much say in the matter. She promised him a ship that would always be able to sail. She had to deliver, so she gave him some of his crew. Now me, I'm different. See, because I called him an asshole long before everybody else did. And he didn't like that. So and he pulls back part of his shirt, and you just see like this massive, like just part of, like just the whole like chunk of his stomach is missing. And he goes, listen, between you and me, don't call a guy with a spear an asshole unless you've got a bigger spear. And I don't. So whenever she was able to find the ship, he asked if he can keep a few extra. He regrets it now.
Right.
But I can fight, I can scrap, but I sure as hell can't deal with one of the Dragon Lords. Sometimes he tries to test people, send them to fight us. It's a win-win for him. If they win, he gets some silence and they pass his test. If he loses, then he weeded out the weak ones. People come here, they want the ship. They want to take it for themselves. they were an unsinkable ship for glory, or to say that they took it from Esther. Which one are you?
Both, I suppose.
So are we fighting then? You're gonna try and put me in my eternal rest for a couple years?
I still think there's another way about this. I'm not ready to commit anything yet.
I'd rather have
I-
you than Esther. You can teach me a
I-
few things, I think.
You too.
I'd rather personally spend my time helping you come up with new insults to annoy the shit out of him with.
If we can get
Oh.
rid of him for like 10 or 15 years, then that would be really cool, because then you can stick around and, like, I don't know, maybe teach the other beings here to sing.
Oh, they don't want to sing. Some of them tried, and they gave up a while ago.
Oh, that's sad.
You could, if you want to try and get rid of Esther, scrub him from these planks, you can kill him. There's always magics. Ghosts don't like magics, but he's soaked into the boards. He'll just be back in a day.
A day?
I'm not as strong. I don't have the heart of a warrior. I have the lyrics of a drunkard. It'll take me longer to come back.
If we got rid of him and had the people on the ship scrub the boards of him, would that work?
What would you scrub it with?
You say
Your lyrics. I don't know.
you say anything aboard this ship, but
Mm,
what if we were to take him off the ship?
I don't know if you can leave, but you can try. You can certainly try.
So there are others like you around here, correct?
There are a couple others that have kept on to their people that weren't trapped on the ship because of Lutheria, but because Esther wanted them here. He brought
you
their
ever
whole
been-
being here.
Have you all been at the ship at the same time and tried to take Estor down?
Even if we did, he'd be back. I think there was a mutiny once. Right around that, there was a few mutinies the first decade when this happened. And everybody that was a part of that, he beat them and broke them again and again. A few times they'd come back a couple years later, he'd beat them until they die again. People stopped with that real fast.
Is that what happens if you guys just all don't do what he asks?
They don't question it anymore. The only way they're getting off the ship is if he allows it, if he wants it to happen. If he asks for it. Or if the ship gets rid of him, I don't know if that would work, but it would have to be a choice for them to leave that they can't make for themselves. If you can get him to do that, I don't know what he would want for it.
The ship has a mind of its own, then.
Feels like it sometimes. But it was given to him by Lutheria or something, or was built by Lutheria, or it's been a long time. Also, I'm pretty sure that most of my brain's rotted out now, so it's hard for me to remember everything.
Well,
Your body somewhere?
Not in a long time. Dust at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, I know you're trying to get somewhere with me, but Beauty, I'm afraid it just isn't happening.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah,
Can
you're
I-
telling me. It's been 500 years for me. I'm sure it's been a week for you.
Sounds about right. While we're talking, after we're done talking, I guess at this point, I would like to try to like pinch myself to see if I wake up, or like try to jar myself awake.
Roll a con save.
Okay.
And you pinch, you do not wake up. You stay at the same you feel a pinch, you feel an ow, but like you stay where you are. And he goes, "Oh, they try that. The only way for you to wake up is to, or he goes, the only way to leave this part is to die, or for him to send you out. Don't worry, dying's not so bad. I've done it a few times. You get used to it."
Prey would know.
Yeah.
He looks over at Craven and goes, "Yeah, I believe that."
Tell me more about those dick sea shanties. Or maybe later.
Okay.
So how many else are there of you here?
There's a couple others. He thinks for a moment. He goes, "There's Metron. He's a bit of a nut down there. He has this box that he likes, that he watches over all of the spirit things, the people that died on this ship a while ago. He tends to that. And there's Scothan. He's around the captain's quarters, I think.
What's
And
your
he's-
name? We didn't
Wait a
get your
second.
name.
He's thinking, Clay. His brain is rotted.
He goes, "I'll get it. I'll come back to you. I'll get it back to you when I come up with it."
Can
Name's
we
a powerful.
Can we give you a name in the meantime?
What do you got for me?
Happy.
I'm gonna loudly lean over to Craren and be like, "What about like Dick?"
How about Richard?
Happy Richard?
Yeah.
I like that. I can keep that
My
name for a
nickname
while.
would be Happy Dick.
And he stands up and he takes his head and he bows to you and he just goes, "Happy Dick at your service."
Yep.
And you see, like, when he stands up, like, you see, like, the soaked, like, sort of his shirt's still hanging open, and you see, like, some entrails, like, dangling down in the gap and stuff like that, and his body just sort of broken all the way through. And he looks at you and goes, "There's Scothan, there's Metron. You might be able to talk to them, see if you can find anything out from them. I don't know, maybe ask them if they might know my name. A name is a powerful thing." I heard that somewhere.
Mhm.
Well, it's nice
I
to meet
want
you.
to fight this guy.
What's that? You don't
I
want to
said,
fight
I
this?
don't want to fight this guy. No.
He doesn't mind. But it
I
is up to
know,
you.
but
It's up to you.
Shut-
There are several ways through this scenario that I've planted here. And I've been giving... There
Yeah.
are... This tree is not bare, Reed.
So I'm assuming that you allowing me a con save at all was being generous, but just in case, would my Fey Ancestry help with this? Advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened, and spells can't put me to sleep. I'm assuming it's not a spell, but
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving throw.
I wonder if I could tell Kiki to punch me, but then I'm scared that I will
11.
like get
I'm
critted.
nailing it tonight, you guys.
What'd you get?
11.
11. I'm going to say with your Fey ancestry and your inability to be asleep, I'm going to say that you're in a dream state that overwhelms that.
Yeah.
But I will say that it is not Esther's magic. It is the ship's magic. I'm going to say that tracing back your mind and thinking about this stuff, things stop making sense about the time that you came out of the ocean dry.
Does make sense.
You also know that there is not enough. You know that this is some sort of charm, and it is not enough to break your mind, which is to say that the consequences you have here might be bad, but they would not end you.
I see. Okay.
is
You
there
are in-
any
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can finish.
Oh, just
I'll
you are in
remember.
fact in a dream state where you could, like, the worst thing that would happen is that you'd wake up in a lot of pain.
I was going to say, is there a way? Because the last time I was in a dream, besides hearing Arcalander's voice, was with my grandmother.
Mhm.
Am I able to maybe try to think real hard to try and summon my grandmother Mitros?
Oh. Ah.
Because I remember her saying something, but I could always kind of like reach out to her type thing.
Give me a religion check.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Come on, guys. That is a 16.
What would you want to say if you reached out to her? Like, what are you reaching out to? I need you to be very, very specific. To give you a frame of reference that would make sense to like 4 people here, you're like trying to get a telegram out of Barovia. You are not getting a video chat. Like you need to be very specific about what you're trying to send, what you're trying to receive, and your expectations need to be low.
I want to convey the situation that I'm in, how I'm feeling. So I want to get it out that we're on the Ultros. We're in some sort of weird dreamscape type thing, and we want to shove it to Arcalander. We want to get out of this situation. Like, I want an ultimate, like, ideally, I would want like the best possible outcome out of this shit that we're in right now. But I just want to get it out there how we're feeling about where we are right now. If there's anything she might be able to offer to give some sort of insight as to what we can do, how we can turn this in our favor, basically. In a very condensed pack.
You are praying this, asking for a way out, and Happy Richard turns and looks and goes, "Oh, that's new." And out on the ocean in the fog, the endless fog for miles and miles, Esther Arcalanter as well, the edge of the ship, looks out as you see a flashing light go by.
Just a
And
light
fire.
beacon.
And yes, you see in the fog a beacon obscured in the distance with a bright, radiant light. And you hear a voice that says, "Look to the beacon. None of you look away."
I'm going to relay this to my colleagues. To
right.
my people.
I'm listening. So I'll
Yep.
look to the beacon.
All right.
I'll look to
I will
the
as
answer.
well, obviously.
All right. So each of you looking at the direction of the beacon, and you see this fire, this light, and the light shifting, moving in there. Esther standing at the edge, looking at it, mystified. You hear this voice from right behind you, on like almost like a voice leaning over your shoulder when you're looking out of the beacon, that says, "Care in the way that he doesn't. Care for every soul here. Every last one. My heart aches with regret for her. Yours should too. I'm proud of you for fighting against him. It would be so easy to take his hand right now. I've seen it before. There is power in a name. And you don't need his permission to speak to her. And the
What
light
is her name?
fades out.
I don't know if we got it.
The light fades out.
I can't find it in my freaking notes.
I don't know if we found out what her name was. I just know it was Demetria's sister.
I feel like I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't know which one of my notebooks, and I've sort of stopped taking notes since because it's a lot of work taking notes as well as managing the technical stuff.
Mm-hmm. I love that, Fatima. Your guys' call. You have options. You can negotiate with Esther. You can slay the 3 people that bother him in order to curry his favor and ease up negotiations a bit more. You can see if these people are onto something, maybe.
Well,
you can
I think
maybe find a whole other option.
Here's my other notebook.
Can we take a break to look through our notes?
Sure. Actually, you know what? We're actually at the time for a break anyway, so I can give you
Oh,
guys
wonderful.
a 15,
All right.
15-minute break. I'm going to ask the people in stream a poll what they think you should do because there are a few options here.
Give each
What are you
other wedgies.
what are you for considering right now? Just so I know.
Give each other wedgies.
Well,
No,
I mean, I'd like to go through and I would like to get everything sort of sorted out. So I'd like to speak with the Ultros, or, you know, the Dryad who was the Ultros. And I know I fucking wrote it down, but I can't find the notes that I have.
Does anyone know what session that was? Because it would be easier.
Yes. It would have been around session 12 when we
Okay, I've got it.
Oh,
I
first
love
headed
this.
over there.
wow.
Shall we go to
Yes.
break? And
As we're looking
Yeah.
for our notes
Watch the
and
chat.
do the break.
Watch the chat. We're gonna go 15-minute break. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. I'll see you guys. Be sure to vote. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much.
All right, see you guys in a bit.
Hey, y'all, having fun?
Woo.
And we will be live in 3, 2. We are here.
Hello. While you were there, I was able to increase the budget of the show so that I have a new Ultros themed background. Linda Ev for life. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you're here. Lindy Ev. Okay, cool. Hello, welcome. There's a few people in chat. Just want to reiterate, you guys can talk to us during the session. We love hearing from you. We love your suggestions, your comments. The group has a bit
What
of a
happened to our
conundrum.
poll?
It went away, and I forgot to check the result. It was for. I don't. I think that the two results were find a way to kill Esther and find a way to wrest control of the ship. Lindy, hello, hi. Sorry about that, and thank you. I get you. Tammy sent me a message that I very much approve. Find a way to kill Esther was the number one. Thank you, Fatima, with 2 votes. Okay. Democracy. And so that brings you guys. You're back on the ship of the Ultros.
Is that a
What is
life
that?
jacket for your
It's
drink?
a life jacket for my drink, you guys.
One of us needs to
That's-
have a life jacket. It might as well be your cup.
At all times.
That's
adorable.
fair. Lindy, hi. Our crew, just to summarize for Lindy and everybody else, our heroes are aboard a ship. It is a magic ship that they need for their journey. It just happens to be captained by an asshole, one of the biggest assholes I've ever run in any of my D&D campaigns. And right now, they need his blessing to be able to navigate the ship. They don't want to deal with him. They suspect there is a way to get the blessing otherwise. That should catch us up as much as we can in 30 seconds.
All right. Well, with Buddy Boy, we've talked to Happy Richard.
Happy Richard, yes.
Yeah. I'd like to.
Liddy's coming in like,
below
oh, what a
decks.
D&D session. Like, happy dick. Okay. Sorry?
I'd like to go below decks.
Okay. There's a few places below deck. There's basically there's the crew quarters at the south, which is some of the more trusted crew that were allowed beds, and then there's their hammocks, and then there's the captain's quarters up to the north, and the storage area around there. Those are kind of the main areas. Where would you like to go?
I'd like to go sort of in the crew area in the middle, where all the boats were, or all the ghosts were.
That sounds better. I know who you
paddling.
are. Yes. You go. Oh, sorry. Go to the middle session. Okay. Lindy, I know who you are. So you go downstairs. Show of hands. Who's going with you, Fimian? All right. Just.
I have
Melissa?
something else I want to try, so I'm going to just stay quiet on this part.
All right. So we're gonna bring Callista and Euphemian downstairs. I won't really split the screen, but I'll just move you guys over there for right now. Don't consider Kiki and Prayer in here for this part. I'm just being lazy about the tokens. You're here, and you see all of these humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes, all spectral, all rotted, all haggard and dried out, just turning and rowing the ship, unaware that it's not going anywhere in particular. Your action as you move through.
I'd like to go up to where the main mast is.
Okay, right up here. Okay.
Yeah. And so I assume it's just like a large column of wood that comes right through and that eventually goes all the way down to the structure of the ship. I'd like to reach out and just sort of touch it.
Okay. You place your hands on the cool wood, and it feels as empty as you would expect. But is there anything you want to do right now?
I just want to say, are you there?
I need you to make a religion check.
Okay. Oh no. Somehow my system shut down D&D Beyond. So it's just going to take me a second.
You want me to roll for you?
I'll be in there in just a second.
Okay.
I don't know why it did that, but that's a 13.
Oof.
Okay. 1 second. You press your hand there and you listen. You feel a sense of resignation emanating. And it's hard to tell whether it's from where you want it to be from or whether it's from the ship, the people around you. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just going to continue talking to it.
Okay.
I
And you can just, mhm.
don't know if you can hear me or not, but I want to believe you're still there. Just remember, the Willow knows what the storm does not. The power to endure harm outlives the power to inflict it.
Can you make a persuasion check?
12.
I mean, Kiki's
You-
there. Can she be helping at all?
Kiki's not there.
Oh. Who's
I
with
didn't
you?
go down. I said I have something else I'm wanting to do.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm being
Oh.
lambasted with explosions outside my window. Is there any way that I could give him bardic inspiration for that?
Sure, yeah. What do you say to him?
I will say to him, we promised we'd make it right. This is the first step to making it right. She's got to be in there somewhere.
Your bardic inspiration.
That's a 4. So for a total of 16.
Your fingers are cold. And then washing through your hand, up to your arm, up to your elbow, and up to your body. You feel this sense of grief and despair rippling through you as your own. You think of the worst things that you've seen. What thought goes through Euphemian's head right now as you think of grief itself?
I think he would probably be back to his childhood. Being whipped because Euphemian was misbehaving. And he was his whipping
You,
boy.
and you feel that sense of injustice and unjust cruelty. And you almost feel underlying all of that a foundation of kinship with this feeling that you understand and are being understood at that moment. And that's what I've got for you.
I can't tell you that everything is going to be all right. But I know that this can't continue. That this cannot be maintained under Arcalander's purview, under his overview over his cruelty. I and my friends want to help if we can. We can never make it right. But at least we can hopefully make it mean something.
When was the time that Euphemian felt lost? Genuinely, not morally, but physically lost?
Probably when his mother left.
And you feel this sense of abandonment. And when you are lost from others, you are lost from yourself. Because in many ways we are how we are perceived and how we treat others. And with no one to treat you, who are you? And you feel this loss here. But there is a dialogue happening. In what way that can be managed? Kiki, I believe you wanted to try something.
Yeah, I was going to say that as soon as I felt Mitros's voice fade, the realization was basically confirmed that this was a dream world, a dream state. I want to make myself wake up somehow. I
Oh,
want to force myself to wake up to be back in the real present.
I want you to roll a con save with advantage.
25.
How would you wake yourself up?
I would
Can
just.
punch her.
No. No, this is a realization internally. I'm not telling
Oh.
you to punch me.
Oh.
It would just be to myself, I'm giving myself an order. Wake up now. This is an order. Wake up. Get up. And I'm just going to
And-
kind of like repeat that to myself.
And you say this and you demand this and you emphasize it and close your eyes and just demand it. And when you open your eyes again, a crescent moon, the vast ocean, you're below deck, you're very soaking wet. And even if you were to go and look out at the ocean, at the path out there, you would see that you are, in fact, still out in the ocean. But you are awake now by
Okay.
yourself.
I am going to absolutely just lay myself on the deck where I am, spread eagle, so that as much of myself can touch the wood.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to give everything I can to try and communicate with the boat, with the spirit of the dryad. I'm going to try to do what I did for Mitros. I'm going to try and pull from any of her power or strength that I feel in me. My family lineage that I just discovered I have, I'm going to try and pull from that godness. I want to open myself, expose myself, and communicate to the dryad, because I want her to know that we are here to help her. We want to help her. I don't agree with what has happened. This is unjust. We want to kill and get rid of Archelander. I want to help her in whatever way I can with my friends. I want to convey that to her, and I want to know her name if I possibly can. I am literally putting everything I have into trying to communicate this and hopefully get a response as well.
I want you to roll religion with advantage.
Come on. Religion. That is a 17.
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. You lay here on the wooden floor with every fiber of your being. The others, Prayerin would see you collapse and melt away into sand in the wind back where they are.
Sorry, guys. Freaking out for a
And
moment.
Happy Richard looks at you and goes, okay, well, that's not good. It's not going great for you all. Losing the chance to win a fight against me, I'll be honest. And Kiki, you feel your fingers wrap around grass. As you hear footsteps. Give me a second. You hear footsteps. Countless soldiers. You know not to open your eyes. But you hear a order being given. Well, then restrain her. And you hear another voice that just begging to please have some mercy, to please let them go. And this voice demands, one more word out of you, and I'll find yours too. And this woman screaming out. Give me one moment. This woman screaming out for Demetria, asking for help, begging for any sort of help, and getting nothing. And then another voice screaming out, Despina, please don't, she's my sister, please don't. And Esther saying, they can't even follow simple instructions. and hearing footsteps thundering off in another direction. Screaming and swinging of a dozen heartless axes and hatchets. In time, the creation of the Ultros. And you hear a voice next to you. It just says, Dimitri, I'm sorry. Gasping for air as if suffocating. And you feel your hands against the wooden floor of the ship.
And this was Despina, we heard?
Despina.
Despina. Okay. I will just be crying for what I felt. Understanding what I heard, what had happened. As I pull myself up, and then I'm going to look around for my friends. I'm hoping their bodies are going to be here, that I can try to wake them up.
They're asleep next to you. We'll come back to you, though, because I want to rotate around. Cray, you just watched Kiki demand that she wake up, and then just fade away, and now you're here with Happy Dick on the top of the ship deck as your friend just dissolved.
The fuck just happened?
Well, she abandoned you, that's for sure. I think she left because it's not a pleasant place being here. I mean, she's still here, but she's not here. It's a whole thing.
Shit.
I mean,
hang on for a sec. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna go. Just give it a sec. Hang on. We'll talk about dicks later. Hang on.
I got a few years.
I'll go down, and then I poke my head in. I'll be like, Cal, Kiki's gone.
Is Euphemian like mid commune?
Yeah, he's in mid commune, but yeah.
Okay, so I'll just look up. What do you get down here? What do you mean she's gone?
She's just fucking disappeared. It just like she was here and she was like, wake up, and then all of a sudden she's like, and she was gone.
So she's awake. Okay, so
wait, we're in a fucking dream right now?
Yeah, Kyra told us.
Well, fucking somebody punch me then? Should I punch myself?
Get over here.
Fine. But
get over there. And you're like here, and Euphemian, like you're in the middle of just.
I'm on a long distance call. Fuck.
You're in the middle of genuinely just like communing with some, like genuinely, like whenever you open up to somebody and you both like see each other in that pain, and you're in that level of vulnerability with the ship itself, and then you just hear like this bickering and somebody asking to get Claire asking to get punched, like basically like sibling level bickering just happening in the back of your mind.
Well, it's really low key because I'm trying not to like yell and scream. I'm just trying to be like.
Oh, okay.
It was trying to be like a really hard stage whisper.
Loud whisper.
Loud whisper.
Yeah.
Craven, stand still, okay?
Yes. Okay.
Don't move, and I'm gonna hit him with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Are you gonna take him? Are you gonna take him, Kiki? Or Craig?
Yeah, I'm taking him.
All right, Callista, just roll damage on both of those.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I trust her. I have no idea what the hell she's doing. So.
That's 15 points of
You
damage.
take 15 damage of this
Christ.
silvery golden light blasts into you, strikes you.
Shit.
And you just feel this intense pain, your body being broken. As we're adding Callista apparently to the list of people that's killed you. Do you want to keep going? Because
is that enough damage to wake me up?
you're not going to wake up. Let me put it this way. I think it was explained before that things can get weird here, but you're not gonna wake up from damage. If you die, you'll wake up very fucked up. Is basically what was explained to you before, I believe. I believe Happy Richard said something like that.
Yeah.
You told me that in a check on my sleepy business.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I know that.
So, Cray, if you want to let Callista kill you, you can find out what's in the big question mark box labeled "Wakes up weird."
I don't think that helped. Oh.
Let me see.
I'm trying to keep it, and I'm trying to keep it down. So I'm just like like that really hard poop that just won't come out, and you're trying to be really quiet about it. You're like,
Yeah. Roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
oh,
Little
jeez.
stealth poop check.
A stealth poop check. Okay. It's gotten really interesting and now really weird.
This is mood whiplash, and we're doing it.
Oh my god, 10 for disadvantage.
Euphemian, you just hear Prayerin just cry out in pain abruptly, but like trying to like hold back, like kind of like barely like trying to bite down on something, but nothing to bite down on.
And all you hear in the background is like, oh my god, I hope I didn't disturb him. I hope I didn't disturb him.
Shh, just stay still. I'm with 2 more.
Are you gonna fucking kill me? Okay, alright,
Are
let's
you?
do it.
Are you okay? Are you? We can fast forward. Cray, are you
That's the
gonna
goal.
let her kill you?
Sure.
Okay, so you just let loose all of these blasts, and we're just gonna flash forward. Callista, do you want to put any sauce on this killing? Callie, how do you want to do this?
What is happening?
Okay, so here's what we'll call it. So as we, it starts with me throwing them like I normally would, but after like a couple of hits, I realize that like Cray's not gonna shut up because like it hurts too much, and I'm just gonna like slowly put my hand over his mouth, and let me see if there's somatic components really quickly to Eldritch Blast. There are. So, it's V/S, it says.
Sorry,
So I'll use one hand to do the somatic components and just basically cast it through my hand over his mouth. Just straight into him. Just say, you're okay, you can't die, you're gonna be okay.
Her face just lights up. You're okay, and just Eldritch Blast just comes out of her eyes and everything. She's a version of Callista, or of Craven falls to the floor.
Just before I die, be like, fuck, you scary bitch.
Yeah, but you're as you just turn to dust. Craven, you wake up on the ship.
Holy shit, that hurt like a fuck.
You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. How
That
much
will
was
not
my
go
life,
away with your
though?
next. You have your full life, but you have 1 level of exhaustion that will not go away after your next long rest.
Okay, after the one after that, then I guess.
Let's do this way. I'm feeling spicy.
Generous. You're gonna be a generous god.
No. 3 long rests is what I just rolled. I rolled a 1d3.
Oh man. Okay, so 3 long rests, and then I'll get away from my 1 level of exhaustion. Gotcha.
Okay, so Crayerin and Kiki are both awake right now.
I'm so sorry. I will only ever cast Bless on you, I promise.
Euphemian, you gotta complete the set, my guy.
I know, it's like everybody's done it. Might as well.
I
So
already
if I
killed
see-
Euphemian. We're fine.
If I see Cray coming too, I don't give a shit what Cray's saying. I'm gonna just yell, Despoina. I don't know, the way you spelt it, the way you said it, and the way you spelt it is different pronunciation to me. So whatever her name is, I'm going to say. I'm going to just...
Let's go with that, Despina.
Despina. Okay. I'm going to say Despina. Despina. Her name is Despina. And then I'm going to scramble up and try to go wake whomever I see first. Callista or Euphemian.
That'd probably be, I don't know. Can you, like, wake up Cal? Because, fuck, that hurt. I could tell her how awesome she is.
Wake her up! Wake him up! Shut up and wake him up! Despina is her name.
What was it?
That's a penis is her name. Sorry.
Despina, Callista, and Euphemian, I need you both to make con saves with advantage. And And let me see.
Crit at 20. 22.
Okay. What about you, Euphemian?
Sorry, I was looking for my con save. It's a 19.
19. Nothing happens, Kiki. Nothing happens.
Ooh.
It is still in the water in the dead of night.
Oh no, we wanted to fail.
Can I?
Callista
Oh.
and Euphemian,
Oh.
you hear the creaking and shifting of the ship as you hear Esther Arcalander above board go, "What's that? What's happening?" Shouting, and you feel the ship turning and shifting within your side of reality.
Could I?
Mm-hmm.
When she said Diaspina,
Mm-hmm.
could I put my hand on the ship and just say, "We'll make it right if we can. That's all we want to do. I'm
Make
so
a-
They
sorry."
know. She knows. We gotta wake them up. We gotta get Callista and Euphemian back.
Make a persuasion check, Kreia Rin, and I will come back to that. Euphemian and Callista, you hear Esther shouting, "What's happening?" Shouting, "What's happening? Why is the ship
Oh,
moving?
fuck.
I didn't give the order for the ship to move. What is happening?" And you hear this laughter from upstairs, above deck. You guys have moments because you feel this world starting to fade, both of you. Callista, we're going to go to you first. You're feeling the world fade, and you have a reaction of a moment.
I will. I don't know. I don't know that I want to do anything. I'm just gonna let myself wake up, I guess.
You just wake up next to them.
I guess
and
I'll
you
clutch.
See,
I'll clutch whatever it is that I have that's stolen, in the hopes that it happened separately from whatever this is, then I can take it with me.
mm-hmm. And Euphemian, is there anything you want to do? As you watch Callista fade to dust, you realize what's going on. You realize that they figured something out, even if you don't have the full picture. They figured something out, and the ship's moving. And you have moments left in this part of the of reality.
I will just continue my conversation. It's
Okay.
easy to despair. Nothing can be promised, but all I know is that only by fighting can we make things better.
I want you to describe to me a time that a friend was there for you.
I'm gonna think back to the staircase when I got knocked out by the mimic door. And my friends pulled me back to safety and got me back up on my feet.
And you feel this, and you feel time that Demetria and Diaspina were younger and were spending time together, enjoying a very long lives in the forest and very many years to come for one of them. And companionship and trust. And you hear Diaspina reach out and take the hand of Demetria and just say, "Thank you for everything." And Demetria puts her hand on hers. fuck, we gotta wake Cal up! Euphemian hears, and you suddenly wake up in this world. You guys are here on the ship. On the Ultros, in the middle of the night, in this waking world. And you can hear the wind, the sails catch the wind. And you hear a voice echoing from the hull of the ship that just says, "Our business is not done." What did you do?
We asked nicely, with pure intentions.
This isn't your ship. This is my ship.
It seems not.
It's not a ship.
Not a thing like you think everything is.
This is someone's home.
Someone's
This is
life.
Someone's spirit.
You need me. I was the one that broke the Titans before. I was the one that broke this continent. If you're going to face them, you're going to need me. You're wandering.
Who broke
I
it?
think
Go
you're
ahead,
scared
You're a sad
because
man,
you're
aren't you?
teetering just on the edge of irrelevancy. We don't need you.
Have fun being Letheria's boy toy. I know I've had fun.
Maybe you can find some solace in her bed.
Maybe you can make her forget about me.
Like the world's forgotten you.
And you just hear the shaking and the ship almost, you hear like this crashing sound and the shaking sound coming from the captain's quarters towards the north of the ship below deck.
We don't want him to hurt her anymore.
I'm sprinting toward it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You go and you open, all of you soaking wet, by the way. You go and you open the door to the captain's quarters, and you just see books thrown against the wall. You see lanterns shattered. Just all like documents strewn, and you see like a glass lantern on the ceiling, just unhook and shake and smash on the floor. And you just hear, "I created the Ultras," you hear echoing all around you. While you're in this room, you hear it from every inch of the boards and the walls. I
What a
created
petulant child.
this ship.
Do you mean you made her a slave?
You don't know anything about what I did to accomplish the things that made this our continent. You...
Sorry, I was just going to ask.
Mhm.
Dispel magic, I had gone through before we fell asleep and cast that on myself. Have I still got that up? Like, was this...
I think you said detect magic?
Yes.
You would not have it because it's been longer than 10 minutes.
Okay.
But you can cast it again if you want to.
Yes, I would like to cast that.
Alright, are you doing it ritual or are you doing it immediately?
I will do both.
How does that work?
I will use my class feature to fast cast a ritual spell.
Oh, okay. So you do this. You see all of the pulsing greens through the ship, the dark green and the light green, and the light green shining a little bit brighter. And you see through the ether of the ship, in this room, this sort of swirling blue mist, light enough to not obscure your vision, but floating through the entire room, that only trickles inches out of the room. Does that answer your question?
Okay, it's not focused or stored or linked with anything in particular here. It's just sort of in the room.
It basically is this room, but just this room.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an roll an Arcana check.
That's 27.
Nice.
Good lord. 27. Okay.
Level
It's-
5. Level 5.
At a 27, what I'm giving you right now, the waking world and the dream world, there's a blur between them. If Esther has the ability to, what you're finding is Esther's can control the dream version of the ship, but whenever you're in the waking world, he can basically talk to people that want to talk to him and exist within the captain's quarters. His magic doesn't go beyond that. So what you're seeing here is that he is stained into this room. That is non-negotiable, barring you doing something creative again, which you guys want to do. But he is also confined to this room. You guys can do a lot of great things, but unless I'm hiding something, which is possible, Lutheria did promise him immortality on this ship. You guys are not going to be able to scrub that entirely.
There's no ejection button for the captain's quarters.
Is there like a brig that we can like put the captain's quarters in?
Well, he kind of is
Lock
in his own
yeah,
type
just
of
lock the
brig.
door.
Yeah, you guys can find your own solutions to this, but basically, Lutheria swore an oath that he could not truly die. Now, she was an asshole about it, but she's the Titan keeping her oath.
Do I still have all of my journals and stuff like that I grabbed?
Yeah.
All right, while he's ranting and raving, I'm just going to have a seat in his chair and start reading one of them.
Wow. This is going to be a bit of a monologue.
Go ahead. Unless someone else wants to interrupt. I'm going to let him yell. I want to learn as much as I can from his anger.
I will not do a full reenactment of this, but I will summarize a great deal of it, because there's a lot. In one of the journals, you find that Esther and Telemach were brothers, both dragon lords. Telemach wanted to be a great king. He wanted to bring this land to the traveler races, and to do so, he offered them protection and unity for anybody that would fall in line for him. With full dragons at their disposal and their loyalty, they were able to offer this level of protection for a very long time. Telemach expanded, but this is Esther's journal you're reading, and Esther strays more and more into discussing the expansions into this land and the different battles that he's won, and fewer details of the politics of the expansions and the growth, and more just transcribing the victories that he's had over and over. And he talks about the Titans and Kintamine and Sidon and Lutheria and their patience and their weakness and their pathetic nature and how easy they will be to rout next. And then he'll be the one that slayed the Titans. And he talks at one point about his brother giving him a command to rout the Gigans, basically cyclopean creatures native to this land. Telemach wanted to uphold his word and expand to where the Gigan territory was. And so he sent Esther to force them off the land. Esther went and, with the help of her, he was able to win the battle easily. They surrendered almost immediately. They realized almost immediately that they should surrender. And the next line in the journal is one of the only ones that I will read to you. When Esther says, "But there is no glory in a truce."
Ooh. God, this guy's the worst.
And he describes how with her help he was able to slaughter the soldiers, and defenselessly there was nothing stopping him from being the one who drove the Gigans off of Thylia. In the next few pages, he laments. He doesn't lament, he vents, is a better phrase. That she has found weakness now, and that she chooses to shy away from true immortality. And that he knows that a lack of vision can undermine even the most powerful. And if she wishes to be pathetic, then he won't stop her. But he doesn't need her. He then joyfully, rapturously celebrates that Lutheria has finally found her spine, and that we can finally have the war he's been wanting. And now you know that Esther Archelaus started the first war single-handedly. That was one of the books. Do you want to read one of the other ones?
Only if nobody else minds.
What do you guys think? Do you want to come back to it later? Does anybody want to do anything right now?
I wish I could write faster.
If I could, I would
Yes.
like to sort of go back out into the body of the ship
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of commune again with the ship itself.
Okay. What would you
I'll
like
go
to
with.
say? Okay. What would you like to say?
I want to be here with you. I want to make this better. We can't fix it. I don't think we can. But for what we can, I'd like to make it worthwhile. And I'd like to wash the stain of that one off.
Um, Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
12.
Is he saying this out loud, or is this just like in your mind?
I would imagine it's out loud.
Okay.
You could say her name. Give advantage.
Nobody has
Oh,
told
well.
me her name yet.
No.
Tammy, did you want to say anything?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just gonna say, I'll sit on the deck beside Euphemian and like put my hands on the floor beside me. And I'll say, Deaspina, this is one of my friends who wants to help. You can trust him. We want to do what we can to maybe not make it right, like Euphemian says, but make it not so bad. Maybe make it a little bit better.
Give me a second to think how I want to say this. You hear the foulest use of the word month you've ever heard, sung steadily above deck. A scene occurring above there. It is your option.
I'll look up at Euphemian.
Happy
Like-
Richard.
Can it be?
I'll assume that this is an answer and go upstairs and see if Happy Dick is there.
I'm gonna follow.
And you see nothing there, but you hear the wind blowing at night, and you see the wind catching the sails, moving forward. And you hear this voice around there that says, well, he seems pretty mad about something, and I haven't seen him mad about... Well, I've seen him mad all the time, but this seems new. Hey. It was nice to meet you. I think I'm feeling tired, and I haven't felt that way in a while. You all did a good job?
Still so much more to do.
Always is. Well, for you. I feel like I need to take a break soon. What do you say, my friends and I get you home, and then maybe we'll have a little nap. Is that okay with you, Captain?
Which one of us is he looking at?
He's not looking. You just hear this voice. You just hear this voice, Flinter. There's nothing.
Okay. I'll look at Euphemian and just nod my head, like, go ahead, you answer.
Full sail ahead. Straight on till morning.
The drama lady, she said it was Mitros. Is that it? Or did you want to go to... You said some other place.
We're not welcome so much at Mitros, but we should be able to get whatever we need at Miletus. Just across the bay.
Alright, we'll get that going for you. Find some people, but between you and me? And you hear a shifting from around there. It says, see if you can find a second shift for people, okay?
Will you sing for us?
I don't think anyone's looked forward to that in a while. Yeah, I can sing with you. I got some, they're kind of rude. Definitely hope you mind. Um, starts to sing this song as the ship turns in the direction of Meletus. The oars down below turning. You all watch the ship move ahead through the night. Is there anything else you want to do on the way there?
I'd like to learn the sea shanty that little
Mhm.
Dick is because then
Mm.
I mean little Richard or sorry, Happy Richard. Holy shit. Happy
Happy
Richard.
Dick!
Happy Richard is
Mhm.
singing so
God.
that I could maybe at
He's
some
wearing
point
those little shorts.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a different
I
Richard. Never mind.
that's a different Richard. Yeah, so that at some point I'll be like, early in the morning we're gonna
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Shave his balls with a rusty razor.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys have about. It's going to take you about 3 days to get there. Is there anything that you guys want to do in the downtime?
Um, I have a thought. I'd like to start working with my spell book,
Mm-hmm.
and start formulating something that could potentially be used to just seal Esther in his part of the ship.
Okay.
See if there's, runic wards and that sort of stuff. I'm going to, talk with Bib about that.
Okay. I love this. We're gonna go through the list. Uh, Iki, is there anything that you want to do?
Um, I guess I'm gonna say that throughout the days that we're traveling, I'm gonna just kind of wander, spend some time with Callista, helping her with whatever she's doing, spend some time with Cray with whatever he's doing, spend some time with Euphemia and see if I might be able to help him, or even just watch while he kind of explains what he's doing. And then for just me myself, I'll just kind of think on just what has happened thus far and like give my thoughts and maybe just I don't want to say commune with the ship or reach out to Mitros again, but just basically I want to take a moment to kind of thank Mitros probably on our first night as Happy Richard sends us on our way. I want to thank her for a bit of the insight that she did give me earlier. And also thank Despina for allowing us to help her and helping us try to do good. Very, very aware that this is probably something special that has transpired to help us on our journey, and be absolutely thankful and just conscious of that, and just a lot of just self thinking, just deep in thought whenever I'm not with my friends, avoiding the captain's chambers, of course.
I love this. You're deep in thought. Despina, Happy Richard, and the various beings around here that sometimes you swear you can hear them moving or see them moving out of this corner of your eye, but you turn and there's nothing there. And you hear this voice during one of your reflections that just says, I've broken them more than anyone ever has. Do you really want to deny my help? I can give you insight, and I can tell you their weaknesses. I can tell you how to hurt them.
I hear.
What was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I hear him, but
Mhm.
I don't acknowledge him. But I will relate to my friends what he does tell me, what I do hear from him.
And you just hear him as you don't acknowledge him. He just says, I can break them for you. Don't let your ego and your petty feud with me deny you. Are you really going to ignore the person who would lead you to victory? You just hear him just get louder and louder. Rin, is there anything that you want to do?
I think. I don't know. I mean, if they would notice or not. But I think that he'd be a little sad. Because he knows Michos and he knows Astoria and he knows that area. But I think this is the first time he's actually left. He's never really had to leave. But he's always, whenever he leaves, he always leaves with the knowledge of knowing where his family is. And he has nothing to go back to now. So I think he'd be a little introspective about that. But, do his, drunken master moves and stuff and just try not to burden his friends.
And you're practicing your drunken master moves and you feel words in your head. I'm well. Is everything okay over there?
Yeah. I miss you and I hope you're doing well.
Lista?
So I'm inclined to continue reading. However, I'd also like to imagine that at some point, maybe with Kiki's help, do you think I might be able to find some kind of paint or ink in a large quantity on the ship?
Fuck Esther.
Maybe, but I need to know where you're going with this so that I can work with you on it.
I would like Kiki to help hang me over the side of the ship. If it says Ultros on it anywhere, I want to write over it.
It doesn't say Ultros anywhere on it. The ship is so ornate and over the top that it's recognized on sight. You are welcome to deface it, but there isn't a name to remove.
Okay.
If you want to think on that, but basically, you read the other journal, more notes. Esther continued his rampage, even without her help, as he puts it. He still needed power. So without her help, he came up with an idea for a different way to be unstoppable. And he heard of the power of the Dryads. And you see in this description him discussing the construction of this ship and the being undefeated. and how not even Sidon could break him in the storms. And his goal of one day sailing to the island where Sidon's staircase where he descends to the world and bringing him to his knees and breaking him. And he describes a dream that he had. Eleutheria offered him a truce, eternal life in exchange for ceasing to go after them and for ending this part of the war. He agreed, and she told him there was one more price to pay to seal the pact. He writes that the first 10 or so crewmen didn't even wake up in time. But the others were no match besides. Over time, you see his writing get less controlled and more frayed as you see him more panic and realize what the terms of eternal life were, and damning Eleutheria, and damning him to this ship, and damn her, and that he will never let her forget his name. And partway through, he just refers to her and damn her over and over again without specifying. And you now know the rise and fall of Esther Arcalanter. 3 days later, you make your way to Miletus. Stopping ashore, welcomed by the people that are there. This island with vast vineyards you can see, and just this two large windmills and these massive mansions, and a small collection of houses and buildings at the side, and this docking area with a couple with like 2 area ships. Each of you, or all of you, being welcome to dock here, if you'd like. You're at home. You are here at Miletus, this island that Euphemian chose.
Can I see Euphemian? How is he looking? How is he feeling? How is he?
Roll an insight check, and then Euphemian, if you want to keep a stiff upper lip, roll a deception check and privately message me the result.
I also took off my exhaustion because it's 3 days and 3 long rests. So I'm assuming the exhaustion can be taken off.
Absolutely.
My insight is a dirty 20.
Look at you.
All right, Euphemian, message me whether you're trying to hide anything.
Okay, I sent it through roll 20.
Okay. Let me see. I'm sitting on Discord because I don't use roll 20.
It's not good.
Okay, I sent you a private message. Don't mean to see it.
Wait,
Yep.
who, me? Or...
Oh, Euphemian.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Euphemian. Please fully describe to Cray your state of mind right now. And Cray, if Euphemian chose to deceive you and rolled higher than you, then I've discreetly given him permission to lie.
Okay.
So basically, if you've ever gone through and, been called to the principal's office, and it's just that long walk knowing that something bad is waiting for you at the other end of that walk, and yet knowing that there's nothing that you can do but to continue along this path.
And you guys get here. You see people at the docks. I don't know the names. The dock workers, basically, with the ledger, trying to welcome you guys down to come and introduce yourselves. Who raise show of hands? Who's going down to meet them?
Before he goes down, I'll just give him a clasp on the shoulder. Oh no, he's too tall for me. I'll give him just like touch his elbow a little bit, and I'll say, you're not alone. And I'll head down the gangplank and head down to talk to the dude.
You guys get down there, and this person looks at you and goes, "This is an unusual ship. It's a bit much. I don't know if you're here to do business of some kind, but first, what's the name of the ship?"
The Dryad?
Dryad? Okay, I'll write that down. I'll register that. And he writes it and he goes, "Okay." Turns it over his head. And he goes, "The captain?"
I'm gonna look at Kiki. See what she says.
I'll look at Euphemian with a question like, "Do you want it?" Because if not,
Just
I'll do it.
as somebody is going to say who the captain is, I'm going to pretend to go up and pretend I'm the captain, but I'm not.
Okay, you just like stand up and sort of,
Yeah.
like sort of puffing your chest. And Lucy goes, "Okay."
Euphemian.
Oh, Euphemian? Okay, well, yes, yes. I'll be right here. I'll be right here. And he makes a note in his book, and he goes, "Just stay here for a moment. We'll sort this out." Leaves you guys on the dock for a minute. Just a moment. Is there anything you guys want to say or do?
This was a bad
And-
idea. We should have gone to Mitros.
And you see this person come. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'll be standing beside him. I'll just kind of grab his hand with my hand.
And you see this man walk out. This sort of official-looking person walk out, very, glasses and to-do and everything. And he looks over and goes and walks over to you and talks to the record keeper. Record keeper points to Euphemian. He goes, "Okay," and he walks over and goes, "Excuse me, Euphemian? Is it?"
Yes, that's me.
Well, you've changed, but time does that. Anyway, thank God you've come. We've been trying to reach you. I didn't know if the message had gotten to you. I'm glad to hear that it had.
What message?
Oh dear. Well, this is uncomfortable. We need to talk about your father. And he stands there and we shall go into the business of Euphemian's father next session.
Yes.
Because that is where we'll end it now.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming to this. Those of you who, some of you are new, some of you missed some sessions, so those of you that don't know, or Euphemia, do you want to explain?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well just give sort of a recap, and maybe we'll do one before next session as well.
Mm-hmm.
When they were children, or when he was a child, Euphemian was actually a slave to the real Euphemian's family. And this child, then named Cleon, was poorly treated, to say the least, and eventually snapped and killed the son of the landholder here. And ended up sort of taking over his life, taking over his position by running off to his school and becoming him.
So, yeah, this is not Reed's character's father. This is the father of the person whose life he stole. Has some things to discuss.
Yeah, so this...
They've been trying to reach him about his extended car warranty. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, that was great.
Alex, you're fantastic. That's where we are.
Daddy issues are hot. I'm like, wow, don't we all have daddy issues in D&D?
Can you guys do me a favor?
Some of us have mommy issues, okay?
That's fair. Can you guys do me a favor real fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Can you make sure that your sheets are up to level 6 before next session?
Yeah.
Oh my god! For real?
Yay!
I can
Finally!
Yes, level 6. Level
Level
6.
6.
Oh my god, so many decisions.
I already know what I'm gonna do because I've been planning this for months.
So I will tell you
What?
guys. Yeah, I will tell you guys now. You have the Ultros. You can now sail island to island. There are limitations that you will learn about, but you have basically reached the open world part of the game.
We unlocked
Oh.
fast travel, you guys.
You did. You did unlock fast travel.
Good luck using it to get to Astoria, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just,
Um,
you know, all we have to do is just grow a
That's
tree
the
in the
next
middle
thing I'm
of it.
gonna rename, okay?
I love that
coming.
name, the Dryad. I really thought you were gonna put her name down, but I love the Dryad because it's like a nod to both, and I really love that.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
Nods at it.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Fuck, I hate Esther so much. What a fucking dick.
Worst. Also, it's technically not canon because it didn't happen in the thing, but like anytime I was below deck, I want to be in his stupid cabin using his shit.
just
I don't care if he
being
yells at me.
disrespectful.
Are
Yeah,
you gonna
yeah, sleeping in
Amber
his
Heard his
bed.
bed? Are you gonna Amber Heard his bed? or
No, it's my bed
Okay.
now.
Okay, that makes sense.
I feel like sleeping in the room of the guy who has purview over dreams is maybe not the best idea.
Well, when did I
Yeah.
become level? Oh no, you're right. That's right. Maybe I don't sleep there, but I lay in it.
I will tell you right now, since you guys already learned this over the next 3 days, he still does have a semblance of power over the ship, but knowing that you guys can steer it without him has kind of, how do I put this, greatly lessened his interest in talking to you. So
Oh.
you have not like been haunted with nightmares over the past 3 days or anything like that. He's kind of just been like pissy.
Oh, I bet you he's pissy at King Acostus. That would be funny.
He's very annoyed with King of I will tell you now as a freebie, because I don't think it's something that you will find out organically in the campaign. It's not a big deal to know. Is basically Acostus is his lineage, which is why Acostus is one of the only people he can easily talk to off of the ship, and he has been trying to coach him into being someone that carries on the Archelander name, and is being very pissy that he's aware that Acostus is not worthy of doing that. Worthy mileage may vary, but just like he's like, my phone dials out to one connection, and it's this dipshit. Is kind of like his relationship to Acostus.
I feel
Okay.
like I feel like now my headcanon is like every night he's just like calling up King Acostus and being like, and now these assholes are like sleeping in my bed. And
You did this.
Cost is like, I know they're the worst, right?
Oh,
What
that
was
was
it?
brilliant.
Acostus
my
did
God.
lead you to the Ultros, by the way. So,
Yeah.
like, the Ultra, yeah. Thank you guys for this session. Thank you
That
very
was
much.
awesome.
Yeah, that
Thank
was
you
fun.
so much. That was so fun.
It really was. Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you. It was a weird experiment of a session, so I'm glad it worked out.
So
I
now all
will
we need
see-
to do is have Euphemian kill Cray, and it's complete.
Yeah, we gotta
that's-
complete
Oh,
the
there'll be a
collection.
time. There'll be a time.
We'll get there. You
I knew
guys
you
have.
weren't gonna die.
You were pretty sure. No, I'm just kidding. I will see you guys next week. See everybody here.
Yeah,
Follow,
we'll see
follow,
everybody.
subscribe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Appreciate
following
everybody.
us.
Thank you so much. Have a good night,
you.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.